That was, if there was one we were looking for.
This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever had happen to me in my entire life as a white-tailed deer hunter and shed hunter.
Top of the morning to you, fam. Guess what? We are on the road to Kansas, baby. It is March 19th and we are going to Kansas almost 4 months to the day. It may be 4 months to the day since we left Kansas in December. And let me tell you something, it's a beauty of a day. Great day to be sipping and reaching around and scratching your ass. And on the road to one of my favorite places in the world. Only $80 worth of gasoline later, and we're headed back out. We're somewhere in the midst of Missouri. I'm pumped because we're gonna be spending a couple days doing some shed hunting. We're gonna be spending a couple days shooting some content, getting some footage with Parker, talking about some of our feelings around hunting in general, why we got into it, why we love it so much, and bringing that back to the surface. It's gotten so much about the big buck these days, people, and it's a lonely world. In that world, it's a lonely world. So we want to get back to the hunt camp, make hunt camps great again. You know, make them great again. Make the camaraderie and the going at it together great again, because that's what got us into it. That's what sparked this fire in our ass, and it's what helped us motivate us and passionate us with starting Tag and Brag in general. We want more people to enjoy the joys and the values of hunting, so we have to bring that to the surface. It can't just be about how I'm gonna shoot the next 180 or how I'm gonna shoot the next 200. It can't be about that, all about that. It can be somewhat about that, but it can't all be about that. Otherwise, you will end up hunting alone and by yourself. And if that's your prerogative, God bless. But when you got this trophy room filled with massive bucks and you got nobody to sip on a little bourbon with and cheers and talk about those memories that got you those big bucks, how much value is it to hang all them heads on your wall? Anyway, that was a little bit much of a rant. We are on our way to Kansas. All good things in store over the next couple of days, and I'm super pumped to be there, to get there, to stomp there, and to find, hopefully, some bone there. It's 73 degrees out here. Wow. Kansas, baby. It's gonna be a little windy on here, but that's okay. Just heard a... You missed me?
No. No, I was actually trying to get some sleep.
The last half hour driving here, I'm like, oh my god, we're here, baby.
It's different.
Trying to find some road sheds.
Some roadies,
as
yeah.
I'm doing 70, trying to get here as fast as I can. Well, I just parked the truck. Parker said, put your damn boots on. We're going for a walk. Which I don't hate that, because I've been in the truck for quite some time. So we're not wasting any time. We're going to get right to it.
I've found that the quicker you get to these antlers, the less likely they are to run off. So yeah. We're going to get to them.
Man, they chewed this up pretty good.
Yeah, this was completely down to the dirt. I mean, there's stuff, I've replanted some stuff in it now, but this is just my house here, or plot here at the house, and I enjoy seeing them in the yard because, you know, you got to see that this year though. I had 150, 160 inch deer up here.
Right.
And then Shauna was letting the dogs out of the house one day, and there was 2 10 points probably in the 150 class locked up here in the food plot. And she goes, "Your deer are trying to kill each other out there."
Okay. Onyx. We're a little ways into it, but I need to start my tracker. And let's get us on track where we are at, so we can see what the frick is going on here. All right, tracker's rolling, as are we. As are we. Come on, let's turn up some bone. Getting into this fence row area, and you know, they always say look by where the deer will jump the fence to see if there are sheds right around that region. Never had a ton of luck with that, but I'm not going to say that you wouldn't, because we are in Kansas, so maybe this is the place where you look for them fence jumpers, you know? You know what I mean? Who dropped their bone around here? Tell you what, it's a beautiful day in here. Beautiful day in Kansas. That is for sure. That's kind of crazy. I feel like you could just literally walk right by them. I'm like trying to cover every little inch and speck of the property, and it's like out here you kind of gotta let her rip. I feel like you gotta send it. All right, nice. Hey, can't say we got skunk now.
Yeah, we better not get skunk.
Is this, are we kind of going towards where that one hardwood set is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting my bearings kind of.
Yeah.
Trying
The guy that owns this farm, super nice guy. He don't allow us to hunt on it, but he'll allow me to come in and look for sheds and stuff like that. But anyways, anything that's on any of my leases in this area, whether it's right here or across the road, they all traffic here. They're either in my backyard or on this farm. Or
yeah.
to the south. So I made up my mind that anything we find is going back home with you.
Oh jeez.
You can put those in your Kansas collection. Yeah. We could find some just in this area here. We could find some good antlers, because I've got a 155-inch 8-pointer. It's got flyers off of both G2s. It'd be really fun to find.
Yeah. That would be sweet.
Got a mainframe 10-point with flyer off of his G2. That's a I don't know what it is about the majority of these bucks out here, but they all have some sort of abnormal off of their 2s or 3s.
Yeah.
So,
and
really cool trait.
I mean, you had a solid bachelor group coming behind your house.
There were
after
7 of them.
Yeah,
he's
one of them.
This idiot's one of them. he's a 4-point on his left side, and then you just had that fork and that little flyer off his 2 there.
Yeah.
Didn't even grow an eye guard.
No.
So they were all running together. So they've either lost their antlers in this section, or across the road in the other section.
So keep your eyes open.
Right. They're laying in here somewhere.
Yeah.
What we should do is just kind of stay down in this lower area.
Okay.
And then we'll go up there on my lease, and we'll look at all of it too. But then what we need to do for sure is come back out in that winter wheat field, and that's where they're spending all their time right now. They're,
at night.
They're in the wheat.
I mean, I would be too. Look at that. It's lush green. It looks great.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people ask me every year, they're like, how'd you find so many antlers? And especially in this part of the world, everything's so concentrated. You've got 2 places. You've got a bedding, a transition, or food.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now we're in the bedding and transition, and the food this time of year in Kansas, specifically this part of the world, is winter wheat. And if you can find any of that, that's where the biggest concentration of your antlers are, because you'll have deer that will, like or spring and summer, late winter, spring and summer on your places, just because the place that they rut might not have food this time of year.
Right.
So they just, they congregate.
Yeah. Now they're all batched up together, and so
Yep.
when you find one,
You find some.
you could probably stumble on a few.
Yeah.
Talk about nostalgia again. This is where Dean and I sat. Only place in Kansas we got skunked. But Parker had a camera right down in this bottom, and there was always deer on it. That was literally the only night. It was kind of a fluke, I guess. But I remember there was some giant rubs in here. And Parker said them bucks have been hanging out somewhere back on this piece. Or these couple pieces, I should say, back here. So hopefully whoever was hanging out with this bad boy, a couple of his coombies dropped a bone or two. Sure would be nice. It sure would be nice. Some of the rubs down in here are unbelievable. There's one. Not too shaggy right there. There's another one. Not too shabby right there. You can see another one right here already. Right along this fence line. Another big rub right there. Another rub right here. Well, looky here. Well, looky here. That's a pretty good buck. That's a pretty good buck. All right. Not a bad little sight. Last year's model still counts. Maybe 2 years ago model. It's number 3. Numero 3. Come on now, where's that big bruiser been laying at up in here? Where's that big sucker been laying at up in here? I know you is. I tell you what, I absolutely love exploring new ground. And you get to find some sheds as a bonus. On top of it, I think we got 4 or 5 in the old bank so far. And we're still going. But man, it's just so cool being able to see and explore new, different ground, and especially kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together based on the properties that we were hunting in December, and being able to see the outskirts and all the surrounding properties, because we have permission to hunt, or to shed hunt a couple of the surrounding properties. So you're looking for all the same deer, but you're just able to spread yourself out a little bit and give yourself a better opportunity. And I'll be damned if that big son of a gun ain't laying up in here somewhere in these briars, because this is just too pricker. Ow. This is just too good of a bedding area up in here. These spots, you really gotta slow your roll. Slow down, stop, look. Every once in a while, Parker just found a shed. There's them white tips. counts.
It does count.
Is that a match set?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know that it is, but they could be sisters.
Caitlin 1 and Caitlin 2. Well, we're making a final push back to the house. We've done a 5-mile loop today. I think we got four or five sheds in the bank. Not bad for a afternoon cruise after a 9-hour drive from Nashville. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Felt good to get the old legs loosened up and just see some new country. Some country that I've seen, but I haven't seen, if you know what I mean. But now we're kind of trying to find a needle in a haystack in this cut cornfield. Certainly not easy, and definitely even harder with where the sun is at in the sky right now. But I guarantee you, I would guarantee you there's a shed or two in this cut cornfield. It's just a matter of where they are. Dude, I found one of his sides.
No, you did not. No, in my yard?
Right here.
Are you I swear to God.
I damn near just stepped on it. That's him. I'm like, there's gotta be a shed in here.
Hold on. I'm going live.
There's gotta be a shed in here. Oh my gosh. That was, if there was one we were looking for.
This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever had happen to me in my entire life as a white-tailed deer hunter and shed hunter.
That's
There's
sick.
my house. Ricky?
That's him.
Davida?
That's one of the bucks we were looking for. I wonder if his other side is
I know you're going to see this.
close.
He shed them 3 days apart.
Look at that. That's
You've
cool.
got to be kidding me.
We just walked 5 miles looking for that, and we had to walk about 100 yards.
He literally shed that antler right here. Where was it? Where was it laying?
Right here. Literally right here. I almost stepped on it.
I'm so embarrassed.
It was, I mean, amongst all this stuff, yeah, like, I don't know. You could easily walk right around any of it. I'm like, if this thing was, if these deer have been sitting, they've been over here so much, like something's got to be close.
And that's his good side. That's his other side. Just got one flyer off his G2.
He had 3 going. Damn, that's cool.
No, you're making my day.
That's cool shit right there. I don't know why. I just like, I could feel it as we were coming through here. I'm like, we didn't just cut the cornfield and go to the house. You were kept kind of like leading us this way, this way.
He was he shed that side, and then 3 days later he showed up in the yard and he had shed the other side.
So I wonder,
somewhere close.
I mean, it's probably worth doing a little
loop in here.
A little loop around here.
Well,
that was a solid cap to the day. quick 9-hour drive here, 5-mile walk, and I don't even know how many. We got 5 or 6 in the bag too already.
You want to know the scary thing? That deer right there. Okay, so since I got you on live,
yeah,
let's talk about this. I mean,
actually,
he's not a monster. I told him you can't shoot that deer if you see him. And I said, that deer is going to blow. I said, that deer next year will probably be 160 class deer.
Yeah, I mean, he's sprouting looks like he wants to sprout
So go back to the very beginning of when you and I first started having conversations about you coming to Kansas?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I don't even know when that was. Probably last February, March.
Okay.
Well, we did the podcast in what, February? Okay. So it was a little after that. Applied, got drawn, and Parker's like, send me a couple cameras out. So I sent him 3 of our cell cameras, put them up, and this was literally the first buck that we saw on camera. Like, it took a couple days, but this was the first buck that we saw on camera, and he was all over a couple of the cameras that he set up for us. And I don't know, when we were here in December, he just was MIA. He was never on camera, I don't think. Maybe the first day that we were here, maybe. But that's pretty cool.
Hold on. To make it even more epic, an hour ago we had a 2-minute conversation. And what was that? Do you remember?
About this deer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said,
let's find this deer so we can put a cool story together. Let's speak some more stuff into existence today, I guess. That is insane. Yeah, that's cool.
That's not a giant, but that is a 3.5-year-old deer.
Yeah,
he'll be a 4.5-year-old buck this year. Scary. And that deer is probably going to be a 160-inch deer.
Oh yeah,
high 50, 160.
Especially
if trash.
If he sprouts, if he's a mainframe 10, like he looks like he very well could be. I mean, his beams are going to be long. His 3s are long. Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a buck. And if he puts some mass on, that's cool. You spoke that into existence, and we were done. Yeah. We were done.
Well, I told him, I said, what we really need to do, I said, because the sunlight is shining, of course, it's going down. I'm like, you head towards the barn, and I said, I'm going to head up this other way. And he come up right through here, and I was going that way, and he kind of split off of me and just like walked up this trail. I knew it had to be close, like not 100 yards from my house, but I knew it had to be close.
Yeah, I mean, because you were, after the season, you were sending us pictures of him and whatever, 3 or 4 other bucks back here almost every night. And that was right about the time they would have all, you know, started dropping. When I saw it right here, I saw the 2 tines, and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty decent 8-point side. And it was like sitting like this, so I couldn't see the kickers. And then I turned it around. I'm like, get the out of here. Come on now. Oh, right next to the house.
Hey, I'm going to say this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I did not stage any of this. I'm not going to tell you that it didn't cross my mind, because I did not want him to come to Kansas and get gar-holed. But this buck had shed his right side, kept his other side for 3 days, and then had shed it somewhere. Like I said, it could be on the neighbors, I don't know, or it could be 5 yards from us, and we've been squirreling around here.
Yeah, seriously.
But anyways, this isn't staged. This is just a really cool
moment. Yeah, that's just awesome. I mean, it's, you know, when you watch these deer on trail camera for as long as we do, you know, I mean, we hunt Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Dakota, New York, and you watch all these deer on trail camera, like, there's something about grabbing onto the bone that they lost, and knowing that at least, you know, you chased them, but you weren't successful, but you got a little part. And I don't know, when they're like this, that's even better.
You want me to tell you the best part about